We're back here in the studio. I'm now joined by Mr. Tom Djokovic. He is the CEO of XsunX Incorporated, stock symbols XSNX. Tom, it's good to see you again.
Great to be back.
It's been a few weeks. I know you've been really busy with what's going on up in Portland, Oregon, and everything else that's going on. Because we haven't seen you in a few weeks, give us a real brief description of what the company does again.
Well, we spent a number of years working to develop expertise with thin film technologies. Thin film technologies that specifically are used to capture sunlight and turn electricity. It's called thin film solar. And then about a year and a half ago, we started developing plans to build our own manufacturing facility, and we started executing on that last year. And then come around the fourth calendar quarter last year, just the capital markets hit the skid. So we've had to slow down a little bit, but we're still trying to move forward as rapidly as possible in building that manufacturing infrastructure to build solar modules.
Okay, so I know that you have pretty good pent-up demand for sales once you do get rolling up there. Because you've had to slow down a little bit, have you seen any of that evaporate, or are the buyers pretty much in understanding? Because of course everybody's dealing with this whole recession thing.
Well, what's interesting about that, Don, is the agreements we currently have in place are still in place. Okay. These companies see the value of American-made thin film. The feedback we get, and this is something that Joe Grimes, our CEO, has done a very good job of, is maintaining communications with these people and getting a good understanding of who else is marketing to them and how they're able to in turn market products to the community. And what we're hearing back is that there's a rising difficulty, increasing difficulty in getting projects financed when you try to deploy foreign-made product, because they're concerned about the components used, that there's no lead or other contaminants in there, and that the warranty, in terms of the service of warranty related to those products. And so what we're being told is basically, if you could make and you can deliver an American-made product to us, that our financiers can go ahead and knock on the walls of your facility and see who's standing behind the warranty. We are prepared to purchase that product in advance of some of this foreign-made stuff coming from offshore.
So they're basically willing to wait for your time frame in order to facilitate all of these things you just mentioned.
Well, right now there's a bit of I hate to use this term because it probably makes investors nervous, but there is a bit of a glut. There's a lot of people that over-anticipated demand, and there's been a contraction on the capital available to finance installations. So while there's still installations occurring, it's retracted a little bit. So you got a lot of people with inventory who are saying, I want to convert this to cash. So they're going out and they're literally offering product, a lot of it from offshore, offering product that probably below the cost, well, not probably, absolutely below their cost to manufacture. And so, for our current contracts, they're sitting back and kind of reaping those benefits. But when you speak with them, they very much realize and they very much anticipate that as we move into the middle or later parts of 2010, that's going to dry up. People aren't going to continue to make product and sell it at a loss. No, and so they're anticipating, high quality American-made thin film technology be available for them then, and that's what they anticipate buying from us and putting into the market space.
Well, I know you get asked this question a lot lately, and I have to ask you, or my audience will throw coffee and donuts at their TV screens, but do you qualify for any of this stimulus money that's flying around? I know Obama's really up high on solar power.
Well, we think we do, in that about a month or two ago, we went ahead and announced that we were kind of reformulating our plan, coming out with a smaller initial footprint of approximately half of what we originally anticipated. Originally it was 25 to 30, now it'll be somewhere around 12, 13 approximately initial footprint. And in scaling back, we're also reassessing how the technology is being deployed. And so now we're wrapping that up and trying to get a better understanding of how we potentially qualify for this 30% credit and or grant money for the build out of manufacturing infrastructure. And the government is just right now completing the guidelines associated with that. So just recently we did some management restructuring. We've got made some moves there, and these new people or these new positions and the responsibilities there are specifically putting together a plan to try to allow us to apply for those opportunities.
Okay. What do you anticipate as far as going on with the company, within the company, say between now and the end of the year?
Well, what we did recently was board of directors went ahead and did a little bit of management restructuring. What they did was our chief operating officer, Mr. Joe Grimes, who put together a great plan. It's what he's really good at. He's got a background in business, environmental studies, and computer modeling. He's been in charge of having to design, develop, and execute the construction of thin film facilities before. And he put together a great plan for our current facility, and we were executing quite well until the financial, credit markets hit the skid on us. He was elevated also the position of president, and now he's taking a more active, direct responsibility associated with the direction and vision of the company, and also our business development goals. So that's one area we're very excited about, and also our existing VP of Engineering, Mr. Robert Wendt, was elevated to the position of Chief Technology Officer, and that's extremely exciting, I think, because Robert, he's an interesting fellow. He started back in 1994 in the thin films, working under contracts at NRail. They moved to ITN Energy Systems in Colorado, which is now the of ITC, I believe, or ITN, I believe, is Ascent Solar. It was CIGS Thin Films. And then he helped commercialize the thin film, CIGS Thin Film Technologies at Global Solar. I mean, he's directly produced over several million square feet of commercial-grade thin film product. And so what's interesting, and I think what's important about a chief technology officer, is not just someone who's good with technology, who's got a strong background, but knows what technology to commercialize, assess what's the best technology, the best route to go, and then how to actually turn it into a cash-generating opportunity. And that's Robert's got experience doing that. So he's leading that effort now, directly responsible for all that, and I think that's going to be key for us going ahead and preparing ourselves and positioning ourselves correctly to be able to access those government grants if that's possible. But our experience with government for the last couple of years has been that they tend to be very fickle. They tend to lean towards the parties who need it least, and so we're not relying on that anymore. In the last few weeks, last month, we've seen tremendous increase in interest in financing. We're actively talking to parties. We hope to be able to close something in the near future, get this thing back on track.
Once again, XsunX, stock symbol XSNX. Tom, always a pleasure having you on. Thanks for the update. I'll have to have Joe Grimes on with you sometime.
You know what? He wanted to be today, but let's give us a week or two. We'll get him down here and get him online.
Great. Thanks a lot.
All right. Bye-bye.